It's been more than a month since I started this Booktube channel, and just today, it hit me. I realized that I have not done the obligatory newbie Booktube tag. Well, we have to remedy that right away because I know there's been tons of people on the other side of this camera just waiting, hoping to find out, why did Bart start the channel? Why does Bart love to read? What was the first book he's read? I'm gonna put an end to that. You will not have to suffer any longer thinking about pondering these questions. I will give you the straight answers. I will be as honest as I can with you and with myself. Let's just get right into it. Question number one, I got them all here. Question number one is, why did you start this channel? Right off the bat, we're going heavy. Why did you start this channel? Anyone who has a booktube is gonna give you the same answer. I love to read. I wanna talk about reading. But loving to read and talking about reading to a camera is as different as talking about sex is from actually having sex. So the answer can't be that I love to read. It's gotta be deeper than that. And I think if I look deep enough, on some level, I love to see myself on camera. I love to see myself on YouTube. I love to shoot videos, I guess. Now, I definitely don't love the editing process, but I do enjoy the process of learning. I'm 48. I want to keep growing, expanding my mind for sure. I want to be a lifelong learner. Shout out to Jim Quick, whose videos I enjoy quite a bit, and I recommend Jim Quick. Anyway, so the reason why I started this channel is certainly because I love to read. It's certainly because I love to talk about reading. It's most definitely because I wanted to connect with people, and I was curious how that aspect may work, that social aspect, and that's been amazing. I've been talking to so many interesting people, but in the end, I think I wanted to see myself challenged in front of a camera, to see myself if I could talk intelligently about books, and it's been fun. So yeah, but yes, I love to read. Now, question number two. What fun or unique thing do you bring to Booktube? Well, now, of course, fun, unique, personality, right? We're all unique, we're all fun, and I think that's all you really need. I don't know what the future holds. I have no business plan set up for this channel where I have all these fun, unique ideas that are going to grow the channel. I'm not really interested in that. I'm interested in learning more about myself, really, and connecting with people. And oh my God, I mean, every day after I post a video, I wait and see if anybody's watching, if anyone's commented. There is a little bit of like a junkie, right? Adrenaline that comes with that. But I don't know if I have any incredibly unique, even though I think my home video, whatever that video is called, says there's gonna be some unique things. I don't know why I said that. I really have no idea. I think I'm pretty creative, so there may be some unique things coming down the pike, but I don't have any to give you right now. I'm still learning how to do this, and it's a fun process, and I enjoy it. So question number three, let's keep going. I think I'm doing okay. What are you most excited about in starting your channel? Excited. Well, I think my answer to the first question really is a similar answer that I would give to this question. I am most excited about challenging myself, seeing where this goes, seeing if I can actually grow a community of people who would like to talk to me about books, because that would be amazing. Because I have not even known about Booktube till about maybe 6 months ago. When I discovered it, it's been amazing. Like, I can't stop watching videos about people talking about books. That's really why I started this channel. I figured let me try it myself. But having my own voice, I think, is helping me connect with others. So I'm really excited about using this channel kind of as a platform to connect with people. So let's continue. Number four, the heavy one. Why do you love reading? So my love of reading goes back a long time. I started reading pretty early, and I read voraciously. I was born in 1974. So early 80s, I was reading all the time. I would read 5 books at the same time. I would stay up at night with a little light under the covers so my parents wouldn't see in my room, because they wanted me to leave the door open. I actually wanted to leave the door open because I had nightmares. Anyway, So I would be under the covers with a little light reading a book. I love to reread books also, so I would read the same book over and over. I would identify with the characters. It really built this base of reading that has never left me, even though my tastes obviously in books have changed. It never left me. My father used to read a lot. My grandpa always read when we would go to visit him. I was excited, wondering what he's reading now, and he would tell me about the books, whether it's Quo Vadis that he's reading by Sienkiewicz. I grew up in Poland, in Warsaw, or maybe he's reading, I remember him reading the Three Musketeers, and then I fell in love with Three Musketeers. So yeah, it's been a lifelong experience. And also growing up in Poland and Warsaw in the 80s, reading was an incredible escape. Obviously back then, especially in Poland, behind the Iron Curtain, things were a little bit gray, but reading was an escape. It would take me from that place. And I had a fantastic childhood. I mean, I'm not saying I didn't, but still reading would take me to places that I never thought I would ever visit. So yeah, it's been a lifelong journey. Question number 5 is, what book or series of books got you into reading? That's a great question, but not an easy one to answer because I started reading very early, so it's difficult to know exactly if there was one book that really did that. But I definitely, thinking back, remember loving a series of books by Polish author Alfred Szklarski, Przygody Tomka Wilmowskiego, Adventures of Tomek Wilmowski. Those books have not aged very well, but back then, in the 80s, they were amazing to me. The protagonist was young, he was traveling the world with his father, who was working as someone who would capture animals, wild animals, for different zoos throughout Europe. So they would travel to all continents, all kinds of amazing places, a lot of information about animals. I've always loved animals. But yeah, those books were incredible. Again, they have not aged very well if I read them now. There's some problematic things relating to animal abuse, perhaps, but back then I loved them, and I still appreciate them for what they did for me, how they would transport me from my home in Warsaw to places all around the world, all continents, incredible adventures. I learned a lot from these books also, so I really appreciate them for that. Number 6, question number 6, let's see. What questions would you ask your favorite booktubers? I don't know. I'd love to talk to my favorite booktubers. I'd love to talk to them just about books, especially booktubers who are doing really, really well. I'd love to see how they manage the answering to all the comments that are posted. I'd love to see how they do that. So I guess that's a question. How do you do it when you have, 25,000 subscribers? I wonder, because it seems to me, honestly, like, I only have 100 subscribers. I hit that mark today, so very happy about that. But even with only 100 subscribers, I mean, I see myself throughout the day thinking about Booktube, checking on Booktube, see did anybody want. I cannot imagine how it is when you're at scale, and that kind of scale, and when you have your life and work. How do you balance that? It's a real commitment. So let's go to the next question. What challenges or hurdles do you have to starting your channel? I really didn't have any. I wasn't too self-conscious. I've done some videos for I'm in real estate. That's my regular life, right? So talking to the camera hasn't been very difficult. I kind of knew the basic setup, the green screen, ring light. I had some of those things. I don't know. So I really had no challenges with starting the channel. Next question. When did you start reading? So I think I've answered that already. I started reading very early. I don't know if it was 2nd grade or 3rd grade that I really started reading novels. I don't remember, but it was early. I knew how to read very early, so like kids' books, for sure when I was like 7. I don't know if that's really early, but yeah, I've always been reading. Ooh, next question. Where do you like to read? So I like to read in bed, for sure. I cannot go to sleep if I don't read. That's like a thing. I mean, clearly this has become a habit for me, reading in bed. I cannot fall asleep unless I read a few pages at least, but it's usually more than that. It's usually like a chapter or more. My wife is not always happy because she goes to sleep early and I still got the little light on. But yeah, she'll put a pillow over her head. She's fine. Don't worry about it. She can do this. She loves me very much, so she puts up with it. I do wake up sometimes in the middle of the night also, and then if I can't fall asleep, I start reading That she's not so happy about, but let's not talk about that. I like to read. Where else? I mean, lately I've been taking a book with me pretty much everywhere. I take my books even to the gym sometimes. In between sets, I'll read a book. I love to read on an airplane because, you know, there's not that much you can do, and I'm not gonna watch a movie on the small screen. That's stupid, in my opinion. So I love to read on a plane. Yeah, so those are but really anywhere. I love to go to restaurants by myself sometimes for like lunch, you know, just pop out with a book and, you know, go to Panera or go to Chipotle, eat and read. I love that. So yeah. What kind of books do you like to read? So I love to read all kinds of books, honestly, but science fiction certainly has a sweet spot in my heart. I think science fiction does that to me because of the fact that while in a good science fiction books, you can have all the same themes as you can have in a novel that takes place in a contemporary setting, but oftentimes you have themes and ideas that are really mind-boggling, that really expand my mind. And I feel that in today's world, for me, science fiction does what, when I was a little kid, what those adventures of Tomek Wilmowski did, where they would transport me into other continents, introduce me to people that I thought I would never meet. So as a kid, those were the books. Now, I've seen most of the world, or a lot of it anyway. I've been lucky enough to be able to travel quite a bit. But the stars, you know, I mean, that is something that just sparks my imagination in such a way, and the nature of consciousness, and all the things, all the tropes that science fiction has to offer. Aliens, big one. I mean, I'm still hoping that we'll meet aliens in my lifetime, because I firmly believe that aliens are out there. How could they not be, right? Anyway, so I think that's the answer to that question. What kind of books I like to read? It's science fiction books, but it's also books that have a combination of strong character development with some ideas that really challenge my mind. What does your book collection look like? My book collection, I have a lot of books. I like physical books. I have some books on e-readers on my iPad mostly. I don't have a Kindle or anything like that. I haven't been able to get into audiobooks. I think I prefer to read them myself than to have them read to me. Although I do love podcasting, so I think I could probably be convinced and start to listen to books as well. But I love to read. My collection is pretty big. My sci-fi collection is growing. I do like physical books. I do like books that are beautiful. So I do like the aesthetic of books as well. I don't buy them just for the reading experience, but if I have a chance, I'll hunt a better copy, a better cover, a better edition of a book. I keep books in New York and in Boulder, Colorado. I live in Boulder, so I have a lot more books in Boulder than I do in New York, but I keep them in two places. I like to organize them. I like to go through them, but they're not really organized. Although lately I've tried to keep science fiction together. For example, that's one thing that I've been able to convince myself to do, to set aside space just for sci-fi. Otherwise, they're kind of all over the place, but to me, they're still organized. I know where they are. So yeah, is that the last question? What does your book collection look like? That's not a good last question. I wish I could end with more of a bang, like, you know, why do you love reading? That should be the last question. But in any case, I think I covered all the questions in the newbie book tag. This is really exciting. If you've watched this till the end, well, a round of applause to you. So anyway, that's my Booktube newbie tag, all wrapped up, all questions answered. I think truthfully, I had a good time doing it. Let me know if you enjoyed the video. Let me know your first books or book series was that got you into reading. I'm curious about that for sure. Leave a comment below. Let me know your thoughts, and I'll see you on the next video.